seeing it live, and it was one of the best moments on TV I can remember.
Where was that? Where was that from? Where was that from? Because that was live somewhere.
That was Saturday Night Live.
That was on SNL with
Richard Belzer was.
That was a Catch a Rising Star. That's what that was.
Was that what that was? It
Catch
wasn't
a Rising
Saturday.
Star anniversary,
Okay.
and we did that. What I was doing, Tim Curry came on Saturday Night Live, and he goes, I do Mick Jagger. So all the writers kind of said, well, Joe does Frank Sinatra. Why don't you do Jagger and Sinatra together under my thumb? You know, and that's how that came
So that
about.
wasn't an SNL sketch.
That was originally SNL sketch with just me doing some Stone tunes, you know,
Okay.
Mick Jagger and that guy that looks like Walking Death, Keith Richard, that guy, you know,
Yeah, that guy.
It was, it was like, and then I went to Rob Light, my agent. Rob Light's a super agent for Bruce Springsteen and everybody now, and it was Rob Light who said, "Credit where it's due, boys and girls." And Rob Light goes, "That's a record, man.
Yeah.
You should do it." And we went in with a full orchestra, with the Lincoln Center Orchestra and all these violin, but they had no idea what we were doing, and that made a mark, man.
Here's what was beautiful. I mean, because I don't know how old I was at that time, but
A baby.
You were destroying my dad's music. I loved you for that. My dad would let Frank Sinatra was everything, and he hated Foreigner and the Beatles and everything. And so you're like showing that a song is a song. Yeah.
Hey, here's that group Foreigner. That was great. That was a lot
Gold
of
as
fun.
ice.
And the old man, Mr. Frank Sinatra, never minded that. He was always great. Always dug it.
This was the thing. Now, didn't you worry about Frank being mad at you? You originally were afraid because he had mafia ties.
Yeah.
As a comedian, were you actually really worried, or was that just?
I'll talk about it tonight. We're at Snoqualmie Casino tonight, and I'm with the Saturday Night Live crew, by the way. Father Guido Sarducci's with us, and Victoria Jackson's with us. And on the stage, I talk about those days on SNL, and it wasn't more fear; it was respect.
It was respect. Okay,
it was my father.
That's what you say now.
Like my dad. No. Hey Joey, we don't like what you're doing over there. None of that. None of that. And,
so you respected Frank Sinatra. Maybe you were mostly worried about whether he would like it or not.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
and
just
not like he would put a hit out on you.
It was my job on SNL to protect this man. When we did Ebony and Ivory. Johnny Cash is hosting the show, and we're at the read-through. And Eddie and I come up with the idea of doing Ebony and Ivory, the Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney tune.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it, and we'll do it as Stevie Wonder and Frank Sinatra. Great. So I don't see it till I go to read-through. Johnny Cash, the great Johnny Cash is there, the man in black.
Right.
Tall and imposing, and the legend, every bit of the legend that he was. And I'm sitting there, and that Ebony and Ivory sketch was edgy, and it was insulting to Frank Sinatra. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was like very insulting.
You are black and I am white. You are blind as a bat. And I remember
that was a Stevie Wonder
That
thing.
was the good version. It was it was racist. It was offensive to Frank Sinatra. And I looked at it at read-through, which is a Wednesday.
And you were
before
worried.
And I'm going like, what am I going to do? And then I remember Johnny Cash turning to Dick Ebersol, our producer, going, "Oh, what's wrong with Joe? What's wrong with Joe?" And I went, "Mr. Cash, you're Johnny Cash, but this is Frank Sinatra, baby." And it was respect. So Eddie and I went in, and I softened it. Okay.
What we saw was softer.
Let's bring it back to my amigo Negro. That's something Mr. Sinatra can appreciate.
Can you say that?
No, you can't say it now.
Side by side, you are my amigo Negro.
Yeah.
Let's not fight. You couldn't do that now.
Yeah. No, you can't. And we just didn't.
No
by the way. That
offense,
was just
Smitty. No offense, Smitty. I just want you.
No.
You're
Smitty's cool.
intern.
No, but here's the thing: isn't it? By the way, we've gotten too politically correct. Isn't it supposed to be
Yes.
about intent?
Yes.
Are you being mean to someone, or are you laughing and having fun and busting through the stereotypes? People confuse the two.
Oh, back then you could say it. And Eddie, I can remember Murphy and I, off mic and off camera, man. He would call me derogatory Italian terms, and we'd laugh about it. And you could do
and see,
it.
you could say them because you are the derogatory Italian term, but I can't say it.
He'd be like, Greece, isn't that a documentary about the Italian immigration to America?
But they always go though. If you're Italian, if you're from Jersey, you can make the jokes. If you're not, don't even think about it.
Speaking of Jersey, you
got a lot of Jersey contingency here.
I know
man.
we got Jody from Jersey.
Jody!
But I want to know what exit?
But 24.
Yeah.
24.
Did you start that phrase? What exit?
True story.
Okay.
I'm going up the East Coast, coming with my first wife, coming up like Delaware or one of those ferries that you put your car on, and so because people are asking me about it now.
The
You know,
Lewis Ferry, yeah.
Super Bowl. Was that what that? You know what that is? Yeah, so I'm on there, and then I put my car, and I got my Jersey plates. A lady comes over to me, and I'm not exaggerating. And I swear to God, as it happened, she goes, "Hey, hey," and I wasn't anybody. I was just doing the comedy clubs and coming up from a gig or something. She goes, "Hey, you from Jersey? I'm from Jersey. Hey, you from Jersey? I'm from Jersey." This is exactly the way the lady said. So, and it got really annoying after a while. And I go, "Yes, I'm from New Jersey." She says, "What exit?" She says.
So so you're giving her credit. You
Who
popularized
is that
the term.
woman?
Yeah.
Find that lady. Give her residuals, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. She made your whole career.
Yeah, but man, I wrote the jokes 20 years ago, but now I'm Mr. You know, we do a lot of nonprofits in New Jersey. I love to say I live there, man. Bruce Springsteen lives there, man. John Bon Jovi lives there. Queen Latifah, Pesci goes there.
They did their
Everybody
time.
else.
Yeah.
Do that 12-12-12 concert, you know?
Right.
Oh, yeah, about Sandy. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, Jersey. Half the people live in Beverly Hills. No one lived in Jersey.
Bono should live in Jersey for a while if he wants to do a concert.
Come on, man. And they're doing. Did they ask me? I ask you. Did they ask me to do that 12-12-12? Absolutely not. I was doing the Holiday Inn on Route 72 in Stafford Township, raising money for the firefighters.
Well, we're going to ask you in a little while. We have a piano here for you, a giant 8-foot Steinway baby grand piano.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Theater of the mind.
Yeah.
We had to take out that wall to bring it in.
We had to take out the wall. We lifted it in with a crane.
No, the drums, guys. The drums. That's better.
Do you play drums?
No, but I don't play those electric drums.
Oh,
Those are cool.
they're the
looking.
best.
They're cool electric.
Tonight, I got to tell you, and we listen.
Do you play instruments on stage tonight?
Yeah,
you don't have
what?
a piano for
and
you?
We, this is like the River Show. This is like huge, and we appreciate you taking that. I got my man Mike Maloney coming in. He's brought in. We got Guido Sarducci, Victoria Jackson tonight, 8:00 at
Snoqualmie Casino. By the way,
you know, I'm doing,
that's 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
no, I'm going to be there.
But you're going to come tonight?
I'm going to be there with my wife if they let me in.
Well, you come on. You got to come backstage. We'll hang out.
I would love to
leave
meet
your
you
wife. We'll
backstage.
get broads. Come on. I mean,
Get some broads. Yeah.
No, I tell you, I'm all right now. I'm okay now. But last week I was in rough shape. But no, we do everything. We do all the music instruments. It's a great show, and Father Guido Sarducci. You know what? Honestly, though, because if
Great guy, funny too. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you something. This cat is like brilliant, and so sometimes I'm on stage and I watch him. So I do like Frank Sinatra, and he does Guido, and we do a trade off of stuff. This cat in Don Novell is his name, but on stage I got to refer to him as Father Guido from the Vatican, man. Brilliant. And Victoria Jackson, as wacky as she is, she's hysterically funny. It's a good show, so we're excited to be there tonight.
We've talked to Don a number of times over the years. Always wonderful.
Yeah, he just got in last night. He's a cat. I mean,
how come he's sleeping in? How come he didn't?
Because he's Don Novella.
But you're the headliner. Why they drag your ass out here?
I do what Mike tells me to do. I show up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always in awe of the guys of the original Saturday Night Live. Always in awe of those guys. You know, and Don's one of those guys, so he can do whatever he wants.
Tell me a little about that, because for that 1 year, you and Eddie Murphy were the biggest stars.
Wow.
In fact, they fired the whole rest of the cast.
Yeah, man.
And really, you did television that I was looking through some of these videos last night, and I remembered seeing them all and how cool they were.
You research these segments? God, you're good. That's why you're the number one.
Thank you very much.
You
just happen to be here on a good day.
Did you have survivor's guilt about being the only one standing after the smoke cleared?
That's a great
Live?
question.
Yeah,
did you?
Did I?
They fired everybody but you and Eddie, and
But
they kept him because of EOE. So how did you feel?
No,
What's
man.
an all-white keyboard?
Yeah.
Right?
I tell you what, I don't think when we went on, we didn't want to be on that show, and I didn't want to be on, and I will talk about it at length tonight on stage.
You mean the first show
Snoqualmie
back?
Casino. I've got to remember to get my plugs in, because these are my
I
neighbors.
know,
These are my bros right up the street.
While we're doing it, I want to
Snoqualmie
mention
Casino. How do you get tickets?
You know what? They're scalping outside. It's great. You can just get
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster, Snoqualmie Casino. Okay.
And actually,
What time's the show tonight?
8:00.
Let's tell them 7, so they have nothing to do but gamble for now.
Yeah, you go. Now you're talking.
Yeah,
Now
those
you're
are my
talking,
friends.
man.
Tell them about traffic.
But
Go 5. Go 5.
We were so cocky. Eddie and I were. We so didn't want to replace the original cast on Saturday Night Live. We just didn't want to be. You couldn't replace that cast. No. And again, I talk at length about it tonight. But so we went in, and I'll never forget. We're waiting, and it's the 17th floor, NBC, 30 Rock. and all the cast come, and talented people, Gilbert Gottfried, Denny Dillon. I remember the names of Gail Mathias. She did the original Valley
These are the
Girl.
people that got whacked?
Yes, and they're all coming out
So
crying.
you liked them. Do you think it was just that it was wrong to whack them all?
No, Ebersol's a great
Did Frank
producer.
Sinatra have something to do with it? Getting all
No,
of them
it
getting
was
whacked at
Joe
once?
do Sinatra
Yeah.
and whacked these guys. No,
Yeah.
it was Dick
It just wasn't clicking for some reason or another.
You know what?
Yeah.
And Dick Ebersol, the first thing he did, to his credit, because Jean Domanian was the original producer,
Yeah.
she brought us in. She brought Eddie in. She hired. Jean Domanian deserves a lot of credit because she
Right.
hired Eddie and I. But then Dick Ebersol came in, executive producer of NBC Sports, and he's a great producer. First thing he does, calls Lorne Michaels, the grand, high, exalted, mystic ruler.
All right, now, Lorne has not always been Saturday Night Live. He was hired, or has he
Sid
always?
Lorne
He
was-
created the
He's
show.
the guy.
He
He's
gave
the
birth
guy.
to it.
So he's the guy. But then after 5 years, they
So
said,
Ebersol works for Lorne.
NBC,
Yeah.
NBC got rid of everybody. Why did they do that? They got rid of everybody, and they brought in. Gene was great, and she got a new cast. But then when Ebersol came back, they brought Dick back because Dick was one of the original executives at NBC. He calls Lorne. Lorne, what can I do? How do I do this? So everybody's getting whacked, bang, in tears. Well, except for Gilbert. Gilbert could care less. So, everybody, Gilbert's laughing about it. Yeah. It's like bang, 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 and then he calls me and Eddie in. And I don't think Mr. Ebersol will mind me telling you the story because this I don't tell on stage. You go on NBC. It's your career, man. We start out. You're replacing the original cast of Saturday Night Live. Ebersol puts us in front of his desk, which was originally Lorne Michaels' office, the corner office there, like you see on 30 Rock, where Alec Baldwin was in. I think they shot actually in that office, and we're sitting there. We can't wait to get out of there.